Excuse me, miss, would you like to order? Not yet, I'm actually waiting for someone. Thank you. Why is he taking so long? Is he going to come, or did he see me and leave? No, that can't be true. Pamela has been waiting at a riverside restaurant for some time now for her date, her first date in Paris. It has been about 1.5 months since she traveled here from New York on her job. Pamela worked for the BI fashion company that recently opened a new outlet here in Paris. And she, being an event planner, was sent to manage the initial shows and promotion events. In these past weeks, Pamela had more or less gotten to know her way around the city and had even become quite close to a few colleagues at work, but she still felt lonely. Back home in New York, she left behind her boyfriend Jay. At first, Pamela thought this long-distance relationship would be easy. But it was turning out to be very difficult. Ooh, who's that? He's handsome. My boyfriend, he's in New York. Oh, so you're in a long-distance relationship. Looks like you got yourself a little break to have some fun. Want to go to the club tonight? I met this guy on BI Tinder. I'm meeting him there. You want me to set you up with someone? Has anyone told you you look like Priyanka Chopra Jonas? Yeah, I get that a lot. What? No. You just saw I have a boyfriend. So? I'm not gonna go behind his back. Alright, Missy, let me know when your loneliness eats you up. She's really kinky. It was true though, Pamela was getting desperate to go back home and be with Jay again. But just when she thought she would be returning, she got a call from her boss. Keller, we've got some clients that signed a new contract with us. So we're looking at a few more events in Paris this winter. You'll have to stay back a month longer. A month longer? Pamela was exasperated with her job. This trip was supposed to be a month long, but now it was going to be almost 3 months long, with no guarantee if her boss would call again to extend the time. Hey honey, how are you doing? I called you a couple hours back, you didn't pick up. Sorry, I was out with the guys. Well, guess what? My boss just extended the trip another month. What? You were supposed to be back next week. Nope, that's cancelled. But I was thinking, why don't you come to Paris? It'll be like a small vacation. I've been missing you so much. Pamela, you know how busy I am with work, and I recently got my hands on a big project. I can't slack right now. Alright, I understand. Jay was an engineer, and he was almost always busy with his work. But here Pamela was completely frustrated about everything. She didn't know what to do. As she lay in bed that night, scrolling through her BI book, she suddenly noticed an advertisement for BI Tinder. So Francesca uses this app. A little curious and a little desperate, Pamela downloaded the app and made herself an account. And after swiping through a few men that popped up, she suddenly got a notification of a match. Shane Duveau. Wow, he's charming. As Pamela looked through his profile, she got a message from him. Hello, beautiful. How are you? I'm fine. Just trying to find some company. Well, I can be a solution to that. You're not from around here. No, actually here on the job. I'm from New York. Nice. It's fun getting to know travelers. I wouldn't say I'm a traveler. I'm currently living in Paris. What about you? I have a lovely villa by the river myself. Perhaps I can show you sometime. Pamela liked him. He seemed classy and decent. So, forgetting everything and everyone just for a while, she agreed to go on a small date with him. And now here she was waiting for Shane, but it had been about half an hour since they planned to meet up. Pamela was actually hoping if things went well, she would invite him over to her place for the night, instead of going to his, to be on the safer side, but he wasn't even here. She sighed as she scrolled through her phone when she suddenly heard a deep voice behind her. Pamela? Pamela turned around, recognizing a familiar, tall, slim, and dashing man behind her. Shane? The pictures don't justify your beauty. You look far more beautiful in person. Thank you. By first impressions, Pamela was really liking Shane. He was charismatic and knew how to speak to a woman, but it was just as he took a seat opposite to her that he suddenly took in a breath of air, as if smelling something. Pamela got a little self-conscious. Was it her? Is everything all right? That smell, it's very pleasant. The food? No, the sweet smell of bergamot and tuberose. You're wearing the perfume. It's not a brand, it's custom made. Yes, but how did you know? I have a fetish for scents. Pamela smiled at Shane, but deep down inside, she was now having second thoughts. Kinky. There's no way I'm going home with him. Let's just hope this date ends quickly. Are you two ready to order? Yes, I'll have pork chops and french fries, medium rare please. I'll have the lobster salad. As the waiter took their order and left, Shane turned to look at Pamela, just staring at her. Feeling a little uncomfortable, Pamela tried to ease the tension. So, what do you do? I actually travel myself. I write and do photography for a travel journal. Oh, that must be nice, to get to travel the world. It certainly allows me to experience different exotic cultures. I recently traveled to Brazil. I was staying with a rural tribe in the Amazons. They have quite a distinct taste for food. Fascinating. What about you? I'm an event manager for the BI fashion company. I manage fashion shows and promotion events. Once in a while, the waiter returned with their food. As Pamela picked at her salad, she watched as Shane carefully placed his tissue and picked up his knife, smiling at her. Lobster, very sophisticated. But you have to try this. These pork chops are really good. But you haven't even tried it yet. I can tell by the smell. Shane cut into his pork chops and insisted Pamela try. So, a bit hesitantly, she did. You're right, this is really good. Did you know pork resembles the taste of human flesh? In fact, even the texture is strikingly similar. Pamela wiped her mouth as she passed him his plate again, awkwardly nodding. This date was getting far too creepy for her. Who talks about cannibalism on their first date? Maybe coming here was a bad idea. Who knew what creeps lurked on BI Tinder? Damn you, Francesca. Should have never listened to you. The rest of the dinner went by more or less the same. All the while, Pamela gave Shane an innocuous remark to every strange thing he mentioned, hoping this date would end soon. And finally, about an hour in, the waiter brought by the bill. Let's split the bill. No, tonight is on me. This evening was very delightful for me. I really enjoyed your company. After settling things at the restaurant, Pamela and Shane headed out towards the riverside. The skies had gotten dark and the winds had picked up. Pamela herself was now enjoying the walk with him. Perhaps he wasn't as bad as she thought. "Shane, yes? Do you want to come over to my place?" That night, Pamela and Shane walked to her place. However, soon the rain began to pour, and both found themselves soaking wet. Reaching home, they warmed up and got talking, and eventually spent the night together. The next morning, Pamela woke up to the sound of her alarm. The bed was empty beside her, but she noticed a note on her bedside table. "Last night was really special. How sweet." Pamela took a quick shower, got ready and left for work. She was feeling a lot better and a lot less frustrated. And of course, the first to notice would be Francesca. "Someone looks refreshed. What did you do last night? How'd you spend your weekend?" "Nothing really." Pamela shrugged her off. She wasn't going to kiss and tell. After a busy day at work, she returned home exhausted. She got some errands done, got some dinner ready, and sat down to eat. Why is it itching so much? Before going to bed, she ran a hot shower and finally called it a day. But she couldn't stop thinking about last night. She kind of missed Shane. Should she meet him again? No, it was a one-time thing. Or maybe just once more? The entire week went by and Pamela was occupied with work. But come Friday evening, she didn't have any plans and was really considering calling up Shane. She was getting ready when suddenly she heard her doorbell. Is that him? Pamela rushed to open the door to a sweet surprise from someone special. But was startled when she saw Jay standing there holding a bouquet of flowers. Surprise! "I thought you said you couldn't." "Yeah, but I managed. Anything for you, babe." Pamela let out a deep breath. If this had happened just 5 days earlier, or maybe even a little later tonight, maybe she would have called over Shane. She would have been so busted. After a long time, Pamela and Jay got to be together, and they had a rather good time. But of course, Pamela was feeling a little guilty. "Hey Pam, what's this rash?" "I don't really know. It's been itching for a couple days now, but it wasn't a rash." "Well, it looks pretty red. You should get that checked out." On Jay's insistence, Pamela booked a doctor's appointment the next afternoon, and they went together. After some tests and blood work, they were called into the doctor's office. But as they sat down, Pamela noticed a look of stress on the doctor's face. "Is everything all right, doctor?" "Miss Keller, are you sure you have had this rash for just these last few days?" "Yes, I only recently noticed it. I've never experienced anything like this before." "Miss Keller, you'll have to stay back for some time." "Is this something serious?" "We aren't sure yet. We don't have the reports, but it'll just be a while longer till we get them." As the doctor stepped out, Pamela felt a little worried herself. She had noticed the itch ever since she had been with Shane. Could this be an STD? Seeing her worried, Jay tried to console her. Don't worry, I don't think it's anything serious. Maybe an allergic reaction from something you ate or something you wore. About 20 minutes later, the doctor returned, but this time with a few police officers as well. Miss Pamela Keller? Yes. And you are? I'm her boyfriend, Jay White. Both of you will have to come with us. May I ask why? Is everything alright, officer? We just have to do some questioning. Confused and a bit anxious, Pamela and Jay were taken to the police station, where 2 officers and also the doctor came in to speak with them. Miss Keller, have you recently been intimate with anyone? Pamela was surprised at the officer's question. She passed a glance at Jay before she said, "Isn't that personal?" "Yes, but this rash has everything to do with your personal life." "What do you mean? What has happened to me?" "Miss Keller, we need to know if you have recently been intimate with anyone." "No, my boyfriend and I have been in a long-distance relationship. He actually arrived to Paris just last night." "And are you telling the truth? You haven't been physical with anyone else?" What kind of question is this? As Pamela was getting agitated, Jay finally spoke up. "What is this about, officer? What is this? Some sort of STD?" The doctor sighed. "Kind of, but the rash by itself is not so serious, and it'll go away easily. But how you get it is very serious. You cannot contract this disease through simple contact. You have to have been with close intimacy with someone who has it to get it." "What?" Jay felt shocked and in doubt hearing the doctor. But Pamela, in her nervousness, yelled out, "What nonsense! What are you trying to say? What is this disease?" "Miss Keller, this disease is caused by a bacteria found in human flesh, and the only way you could have contracted it is if either you have been consuming human flesh or you have been physical with someone who consumed human flesh. Otherwise, the chances of you getting this is next to 0. Now tell us, have you consumed human flesh? Or have you recently been with anyone who has?" Upon hearing the doctor, Pamela fell into shock. "Shane? I recently traveled to Brazil. I was staying with a rural tribe in the Amazons. They have quite a distinct taste for food. Did you know, pork resembles the taste of human flesh? In fact, even the texture is strikingly similar." What am I going to do? Say the truth or lie about it? What is going to happen now?
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.